everyone! Today we're going to be doing the Do I Have That Book challenge. So this is a challenge that was made by Tabby from Keeping Tabs, and I will link her original video and her YouTube channel down below so you can check them out. But this challenge kind of just goes over the basic different types of books that you can have and seeing if you have them. Obviously, if you don't have enough, then you aren't qualified to be a booktuber, which is me. So I wanted to do this while I was still at home with this big bookshelf because I knew that if I did it at my dorm with the smaller bookshelf, there is no way I was going to be able to fit all of the categories just because there's just not enough books there to do that. And most of them there are contemporary anyway, so they don't fit half of the categories. But this shelf probably stands a better chance of doing that just because there's lots of more books on here that I have yet to read, but they have different varieties of things. I don't know what I'm saying. But also, a little side note, I do have this other little, it's actually a nightstand with some more books on it. And these are just books that don't fit on this shelf. Some of them are library books, and then some of them are books that are going to be going back with me to my dorm. Some of them are my textbooks for classes. And some of them are books that I'm currently reading. And so I wanted to just stick them all in one spot, just so that when I'm filming this, I'm not like running around my whole room getting a book that was like in my backpack. So there's this. I will not be counting the library books that I have as categories for this, just because obviously I don't own them. They're library books. So also do remember that there is another shelf way down here that you can't see. So if I pull a book out of there, I will just tell you that I got it out of there. I'm not going to move the camera just because it's too much work. But let's get into it. So the first question is, do you have a book with deckled edges? And I know for a fact that I have at least one. I know I have more than one, actually. And I think this one does. Oh, I was wrong. There's got to be one in here then. Aha! So, the book that I picked is The Sweet Far Thing by Libba Bray. This is probably the longest book that I have on my shelves, too. It might not be quite as long as Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, but it's around there. But as you can see, it does have deckled edges. So, yeah, challenge 1 completed. The next challenge is, do you have a book with 3 or more people on the cover? And honestly, I'm not 100% sure right off the bat. I'm gonna have to look. Oh, yep, this one has 3. It is The Barcode Rebellion by Suzanne Wayne. I don't know if you can see it from way back there, but it does have 3 girls on it. And actually, fun fact, these are all the same girl, and it has to do with, like, cloning. It's been a really long time since I've read this series, and I kind of want to reread it. Just, they're, like, so short, you know? There's 3 books in the series, but they're so short, like, and, like, the font is really big, so it'd be really easy to reread pretty fast. And I remember really liking this book as a, like, 6th grader or whatever, so anyway, yeah, 3 people on the cover. So the next challenge is, do you have a book based on another fictional story? And I'm pretty sure that just means like a retelling. And I have 2 retellings. I have this book right here, Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. I'm pretty sure it's like a retelling of Lord of the Flies. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't read it, but that's what I've heard from reviews and stuff, but just in case it isn't like a retelling. I also have Beastly by Alex Flynn, which is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. It takes place in New York City, and there is a movie based off this if you haven't seen the movie. It's actually really good, and I would recommend that you check the movie out. The movie is the reason why I decided to read this book, so yeah, definitely watch the movie and read the book if you would like. So challenge number 4 is, do you have a book with a title that's exactly 10 letters long? And this might take me a little bit to find one, so wow, I'm just so good. So it was like the 3rd book I looked at, and it's called I Love My Love by Renya Biddy. And so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just kidding, I miscounted. This is 11 letters in the title. I'm an English major, not a math major, guys. Okay, so let's continue looking for one. Why are they all 9 and 11? I found one! Free to Fall by, I don't know because the thing covers her name. Free to Fall by Lauren Miller. Free, 4 letters. 2, that equals, wait. Free is 4, 2 is 6, and then Fall is 10. So yeah, Free to Fall by Lauren Miller. Good job, me. Took me so long. The next question is, do you have a book with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? So again, this might take me a little bit. Aha! I found one. Driver's Ed by Caroline B. Cooney. Driver starts with a D, Ed ends with a D. I did it! Ah! Finally. Also, this book is a lot smaller than I remember, because I read it in, like, middle school, and I remember it being a lot longer than this. The next question is, do you have a mass market paperback? And I don't think so, just because I hate mass market paperbacks, but I'm gonna have to look. Okay, I think the closest thing I have is actually a book for one of my classes, which is Dracula by Bram Stoker. I'm not sure if this is even considered a mass market paperback, but it's probably the closest I'm gonna get. Also, this book is really long, and I'm not looking forward to reading it for class. Question 7 is, do you have a book by an author written by a pen name? And I know I do, because everybody who does this challenge goes with this author. And I had to get it out of the bottom shelf so you didn't see it. But that author is Cassandra Clare. And so I have Clockwork Angel, and then I also have Clockwork Prince by her. I've read this one, but I haven't read Clockwork Prince yet. But if you didn't know, Cassandra Clare is a pen name. I'm not even sure what her real name is. The only reason I know it's a pen name is because I watched this challenge and people are like, oh, Cassandra Clare's a pen name. So yeah, there you go. Question 8 is, do you have a book with the character's name in the title? And I'm positive I have at least one. Here's one. OCD Daniel by Wesley King. This book is about a boy who has OCD, and honestly, I loved this book when I read it. It was a gift from my friend because she knows I like reading books about mental disorders. So, like, if you haven't read it and you like mental disorders, you should check it out, because it's like a middle grade, so it's a really easy read, and it's really fun. Question 9 is, do you have a book with 2 maps in it? And this might be where it gets tricky, because I know I have some with at least 1 map, but I'm not sure about 2. So let's look. I think Lord of the Rings is a good place to start with this. Let's find out. Okay, I found 1 map, if you can see it. No, there's only 1. Okay, let's try the 2 towers. I mean, there's probably only going to be 1 again. Okay, here's 1 map. Ah! 2 maps! I got it, guys. I was really nervous that I wasn't going to get that challenge. Actually, there's 3 maps. Would you look at that? I'm going above and beyond. Question number 10 is, do you have a book that was turned into a TV show? And I know for a fact that I do, because I have Looking for Alaska by John Green. Technically, it's like a Hulu show, like series, but I mean, that's basically a TV show, right? And if you haven't watched that show, you really should, because it was really, really good. Question 11 is, do you have a book written by someone who was originally famous for something else? And I don't know that I do. I guess the closest thing I have is John Green. I'm not sure if he first got famous for writing or if he started out with his YouTube series about, like, Crash Course History. So this is a maybe. I'd have to research it, and I'm probably not going to. So, but if he did do the YouTube first, then that kind of counts as being famous for something else, right? I don't know. So that's the closest thing I have. Question 12 is, do you have a book with a clock on the cover? And I'm going to start with Clockwork Angel for this one, just because clock is in the title. Is there a clock? Aha! There is a clock. Right in the back. Yeah, right there. Clock tower. Aha! I did it, and I'm so excited. The next question is, do you have a poetry book? And honestly, you can take your pick. I have 3 right here. I have The Princess Saves Herself in this one by Amanda Lovelace. I have I Love My Love by Rana Biddy. And I have Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur, however you say her name. And I know at my dorm I also have another poetry book that I haven't read yet. But I have quite a few, so I definitely got this question covered. The next question is, do you have a book with an award stamp on it? So I do have Looking for Alaska, which has a... I don't even know what this award says. The writing is too small for me to read it, but it does have an award on it. But I already used this book, so I'm going to try to find a different one. So I think the next closest thing I could find was this book, which is Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. This book my sister gave to me for Christmas because it's like a self-help sort of learn about yourself type of book. It's not like a novel. But it does have a #1 New York Times bestseller stamp on it. So I think that kind of counts as an award sticker, right? The next question is, do you have a book written by an author with the same initials as you? And honestly, I doubt it because my initials are EF, and that's really hard to find. Yeah, I'm like sure that there isn't one with the initials EF, but I do have first and last name initials that go with me, just not by the same author, if that makes sense. So the first one I have is Traffic by Ellen Hopkins, so she has an E for her first name initial. And then, I know I already used this, but Beastly by Alex Flynn, she has an F as her last name initial. So, I mean, that's as close as it's gonna get, honestly. I don't even know if there's an author out there with the initials EF. Maybe I'll just have to write my own book, and then there will be, because it's mine. So the next question is, do you have a book of short stories? And I know I have New American Short Stories by a series of different authors that I had to buy for a class this semester. And I also have Tales of Beedle the Bard by J.K. Rowling, which is a series of short stories that goes along with the Harry Potter universe. So yeah, I don't even know if these are fiction, I just know they're stories. Okay, so I have this one, which is like a textbook sort of thing, and then I have an actual fun reading book too. Question 17 is, do you have a book between 500 and 510 pages? And honestly, I know off the top of my head that Reached has 512. Ask me how I know that, I just kind of know. Yeah, see, 512. But it might take me a little searching to find a 500 to 510, but this might be the closest I can get, so let's find out. Ooh. This one has 505 pages, and it is Traffic by Ellen Hopkins. I know I technically already used it, but okay, fine, I guess I'll look for another one. Okay, so I've looked, and this might be the only one between 500 and 510 pages that I have here. I might have one in my dorm, but this is going to be the only one I have here, so we're just going to have to use it again. Question 18 is, do you have a book that was turned into a movie? And I know I do. So I've got more than this one, but this one I haven't used yet. So yeah, I have Paper Towns by John Green, which was turned into a movie. I didn't like the movie, but it is a movie. I do have other ones, like I have Beastly, and then in my dorm I have like The Fault in Our Stars, and some other different books. But here is one that I have right here, right now, on my bookshelf. Yeah. The next question is, do you have a graphic novel? And do I? I have two of them. I have Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too by Jomny Sun. Best graphic novel ever. I loved it. And I have Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi, which I had to read for a class last semester, and I want to get more. I want to get like the Tea Dragon Society and the Princess and the Dressmaker and like Saga. Like there's just so many graphic novels that I hear about on BookTube that I just really want to get. So hopefully my graphic novel collection will be expanding in the future. The final question is, do you have a book written by 2 or more authors? And I know which one I have right off the top of my head. I have Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. And I do also have Let Us Know by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle, which is 3 authors. So yeah, I definitely have more than one book written by more than 2 authors. That was a sentence that happened. Okay, so that is it for the Do I Have That Book challenge. I think I succeeded at this challenge. There was like 1 or 2 that I couldn't do, but overall, I think I have a decent variation of books on my shelf. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you comment down below if you want more challenge videos and what challenges you would prefer. Honestly, the whole reason that I decided to do this video is because I had a comment on one of my past videos from Terrell Bellinger asking me to do this challenge, so that's the whole reason I really wanted to do it. I mean, I was probably gonna do it anyway, but like I really pushed it up on my want to do videos. So yeah, if you have another challenge or just any other type of video that you want to see, please comment it down below and I will be sure to try to film that as soon as possible. Anyway, if you like this video, please make sure you like and subscribe down below and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I post. I post new videos on Fridays at 5 p.m. Central Time, so you can expect to see more from me soon. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, my links are in the description down below, or you can go to Instagram or Twitter and search Butterflies on My Bookshelf with periods in between the words, as that is my username. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!